You have to observe the charges here. The charges are 3 microcoulomb and minus 3 microcoulomb separated by distance 20 centimeter. In motion in a plane chapter, we have derived the expression for the resultant vector. This is the electric field due to charge which is placed at corner A. Same way you need to find the electric field due to charge placed at corner C. Hello everyone, I am Maitri, Faculty of Physics, Vidyashram, Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Welcome to the session 8, the last session of this chapter. In this session, let us continue solving the problem. So, I hope you are practicing the formulas which are required to solve the problems and that help you to define the quantities. So, don't forget, keep practicing the formulas. Let us continue. 2-point charges QA, which is 3 microcoulomb, and QB, which is minus 3 microcoulomb, are located 20 centimeter apart in vacuum. So, according to questions, we have two charges. One is 3 microcoulomb and another one is minus 3 microcoulomb. They are separated by 20 centimeter and they are in vacuum. And consider they are at point A and point B. So the charge at point A is QA, whose value is 3 microcoulomb, and the charge which is at point B is minus 3 microcoulomb. You have to observe the charges here. The charges are 3 microcoulomb and minus 3 microcoulomb separated by distance 20 centimeter. It is nothing but a dipole. You know that a dipole is a pair of equal and opposite charges separated by some distance. So, this is a dipole. So, this dipole, using this dipole, we have a sub question, that is, what is the electric field at the midpoint O of the line joining the two charges? So, let us consider the midpoint O, which is joining the line. At this midpoint, we need to find the electric field. So, what is the electric field due to these two charges at the midpoint of the line joining the charges? The next sub question is, if a negative test charge whose magnitude is 1.5 nano, here the n represents nano, 1.5 nanocoulomb is placed at midpoint. So, where it is placed? It is placed at midpoint. The negative test charge whose magnitude is 1.5 nanocoulomb is placed at midpoint. Then, what is the force experienced by that test charge? Here we have two questions. One which to find the electric field at midpoint, and the next question is a negative test charge magnitude 1.5 nanocoulomb is placed at midpoint. Then what is the force experienced by that test charge? So, according to this diagram or the question, let us write the data. Yes, or by the reference of this diagram, you can calculate or you can write the data separately. So, QA is 3 microcoulomb, QB is minus 3 microcoulomb, and you know the value of micro in 10 power, which is equal to 10 power minus 6 coulomb. Yes, and QB is equal to minus 3 into 10 power minus 6 coulomb. They are separated by distance. Yes, as it is a dipole, distance between the two charges in dipole is equal to 2a. So, in this diagram, that 2a is equal to 20 centimeter. So, 2 ones are 2 tens are. So, a is equal to 10 centimeter. What is a? A is the distance of the charge from midpoint. So each charge is at distance 10 centimeter from midpoint. Yes. So using this data, we need to find the electric field. Yes, let us find the electric field at midpoint. First, let us calculate due to QA. Electric field is given by E, whose formula is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. Yes. The Q is the charge which is placed at point A. Now let us substitute the values. E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is a constant whose value is 9 into 10 power 9, and the charge placed at point A is 3 microcoulomb, and the distance between the charge and to point O is 10 centimeter. Convert that into meter by multiplying it by 10 power minus 2, and in the formula we have square, therefore 10 into 10 power minus 2 whole square. Yes, now let us simplify this. 9 into 3 into 10 power 9 minus 6 divided by this, you can write it as 10 power minus 1. How? 10 power is 1 into 10 power is minus 2, as it is converted into meter from centimeter. Now on simplifying this, 10 power 1 minus 2 is equal to 10 power minus 1. And we need to square it. Yes, let us square this, which is equal to 10 power minus 2. Yes, the answer of the denominator is 10 power minus 2. When I take that to numerator, then it becomes plus 2. So the plus 2 is considered in the numerator. Yes, next, 9 3s are 27. So E is equal to 27 into 10 power 9 minus 6 is 3 plus 2 is 5. And the unit of electric field is Newton per Coulomb. So what is the electric field due to QA? The electric field is 27 into 10 power 5 Newton per Coulomb. Same way we need to find the electric field due to charge which is placed at point B. Due to QB, the electric field E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught QB by R square. Substitute the values. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value is 9 into 10 power 9. QB value is same as QA divided by R value is 10 into 10 power minus 2 whole square. You have to remember that these two charges are at same distance from the midpoint. Here you have to neglect this negative sign because in electric field you have to consider only the magnitude of the source charge. Yes, next let us simplify this. By simplifying this, you get the answer as same 27 into 10 power 5 Newton per Coulomb. So this is the electric field due to charge placed at A, and this is the electric field due to charge placed at B. Now EA and EB are equal. EA and EB are equal. Yes. So we have found the electric field due to individual charge at point O, that is midpoint. Now I need to find the resultant electric field. That is the electric field due to this two. What is the resultant electric field? Let us find that. So consider again the charges. One is 3 microcoulomb. Another one is -3 microcoulomb, which are at point A and point B. At the midpoint, I need to find the resultant electric field. And these charges are at distance 10 centimeter from the midpoint. Now, to find the electric field, resultant electric field, what is the formula? Resultant electric field is equal to root of EA square plus EB square plus 2EA EB cos theta. Yes, this formula you have learnt in the first year, third chapter, that is motion in a plane. In motion in a plane chapter, we have derived the expression for the resultant vector. So using that, we are going to find the resultant electric field, as electric field is a vector quantity. Okay, now first step is to find the theta between the EA and EB. How to find that theta? Yes, to find the theta, you have to draw the direction of EA and EB at midpoint. Let us know the direction of EA and EB. The direction of 3 microcoulomb, which is at point A, and due to this charge, the direction of electric field at midpoint is away from the charge. This you know by the property of electric field lines. So the electric field line starts from positive charge and end on negative charge. So the next charge is negative charge. The direction of electric field line due to negative charge is towards itself. So the negative charge electric field is towards itself. This is the electric field due to A and this is the electric field due to B. Now observe the direction. E and EB both are in same direction. When both are in same direction, theta is equal to 0 degree. Then a cos 0 degree is equal to 1. So this value substitute in the formula. Then you get the ER as root of EA square plus EB square plus 2EA EB. Cos theta value is 1. Yes. Next, observe this. This is in the form of A square plus B square plus 2AB, which is equal to A plus B whole square. Therefore, this EA square plus EB square plus 2EA EB is equal to EA plus EB whole square. So, the next step is the electric field, resultant electric field is equal to root of EA plus EB whole square, where square and the square root get cancelled and the resultant electric field ER is equal to EA plus EB. Yes, note down this. The resultant electric field is equal to EA plus EB when the two electric fields are in same direction. If the electric fields are in same direction, to find the resultant electric field, you have to add the individual electric field. Yes. Now you know the value of EA and EB. Both are same. EA is equal to EB, which is equal to E. Let us consider that as E. Yes, what is the value of EA and EB? EA and EB values 27 into 10 power 5 plus 27 into 10 power 5. Or else you can write this EA plus EB is equal to E. So you get 2E. As EA and EB are equal to E, you can write ER is equal to 2E. So ER is equal to 2 and E value is 27 into 10 power 5. Now on multiplying this, 7 2s are 14 and 1 carry, 2 2s are 4 plus 1 5, 54 into 10 power 5 is the resultant electric field and whose unit is Newton per Coulomb. Yes. You got the resultant electric field at the midpoint. This is the answer for the sub-question A. Now we need to solve the sub-question B. What the sub-question B states? What the sub-question B is? Sub-question B is that at the midpoint of the line joining the two charges, a negative test charge whose magnitude is 1.5 nanocoulomb is placed, then what is the force experienced by this negative test charge? To find the sub-question B answer, we need to use the sub-question A. Considering the sub-question A, you need to solve the sub-question B. Okay. In sub-question A, what did you solve? You have found the electric field, resultant electric field. Use that resultant electric field to find the force. Yes. How this electric field is related to force? Electric field is given by force per unit charge. So, the resultant electric field at midpoint is equal to the force experienced by this negative test charge, that is minus 1.5 into 10 power minus 9 coulomb. Yes, now let us substitute the values to find the force, or before that you rearrange in terms of force as we need to find the force. So, F is equal to ER into Q. ER value is 54 into 10 power 5 and the Q value is 1.5 into 10 power minus 9. Multiply this to, yes, let us multiply 54 into 1.5 is equal to 81 into 10 power 5 minus 9. 81 into 10 power 5 minus 9 is minus 4. This is the value of force experienced by the negative test charge placed at midpoint. And what is the unit of force? The unit of force is Newton. Yes. Now we have solved the question number 2. Let us move on to the question number 3. Next, let us solve question number 3. Question number 3 is that ABC is an equilateral triangle. So, we have an equilateral triangle of side 0.03 meter and charge of plus 5 nanocoulomb and minus 5 nanocoulomb are placed at corners A and C. Yes, according to this question, let me draw the diagram. Yes, what we have is an equilateral triangle. What is an equilateral triangle? A triangle whose sides are equal and angles are equal. All the angles, all the sides are equal, then it is an equilateral triangle. Yes, in equilateral triangle, the side is given 0.03 meter. As it is a equilateral triangle, all sides are 0.03 meter. 3 meter. And all the angles are equal. The angles, sum of all the angles must be equal to 180 degree. Therefore, all the angles are equal to 60 degree. Next, what are the charges placed at corner A and C? The charge at A is plus 5, nano is nothing but 10 power minus 9, and at C is minus 5 into 10 power minus 9 coulomb. Find the electric field at point B. Using these two charges, what is the electric field? That is the resultant electric field at point B. We need to find it. Yes, let us find that. To find the electric field at point B, first you need to find the electric field due to individual charges which are placed at A and C corner. Yes. So you know the formula to find the electric field? The formula is E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. Yes. Due to charge at A, the electric field is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, the value is 9 into 10 power 9, and the value of Q at A is 5. 5 into 10 power minus 9 divided by the distance between the charge and the point where we are finding the electric field is 0.03 meter. 0.03 meter. Okay, let us simplify this. 9 5s are 45, and I forgot to write here the square. Okay. Now, 9 5s are 45, or else you can keep as it is. 9 into 10 power 9, 5 into 10 power minus 9, and let us write this denominator in terms of 10 power. Then 3 into 10 power minus 2 whole square. Now, square this. In the next step, 9 into 10 power 9, 5 into 10 power minus 9 divided by 3 square is 9 into 10 power minus 2 into 2 minus 4. So 9 get cancelled, 10 power 9 minus 9 get cancelled. What we have is 5. Take this 10 power minus 4 to numerator, then its sign changes. So final answer is 5 into 10 power 4, and the unit of electric field is Newton per coulomb. Yes, this is the electric field due to charge which is placed at corner A. Same way you need to find the electric field due to charge placed at corner C. Yes, let us find it. Due to minus 5 into 10 power 9 coulomb electric field due to charge placed at C is by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. The charge is at C. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is a constant whose value is 10 power 9, and the Q value at C is 5 into 10 power 9. You have to consider the charge magnitude divided by the distance between the charge and the point where we are finding the electric field is 3 into 10 power minus 2 and the square. Yes. Solve this. 9 into 5 into 10 power 9 minus 9 divided by 3 square is 9 into 10 power minus 4. So, plus 9 minus 9 cancel, 9 cancel. So, answer is 5 into 10 power 4. The electric field due to the charge which is placed at C is same as A. And don't forget to write the unit of the electric field. The unit of electric field is Newton per coulomb. Now, you know that EA and EC are equal, which is equal to E. Let us consider which is equal to E, and whose value is 5 into 10 power 4 Newton per coulomb. This is the electric field due to individual charge. But according to the question, we need to find the resultant electric field. What is the formula for the resultant electric field? Resultant electric field is given by root of EA square plus EC square plus 2EA EC cos theta. Let us find the angle between the EA and EC using the diagram. Yes, we have the diagram here. Electric field due to the charge placed at A, the direction of that electric field is, observe this, it's a positive charge, therefore the direction is away from the charge, and the charge at C is negative. Due to the negative charge, the electric field line is towards itself. This is the direction of electric field due to charge placed at A and C. Now, what is the angle between these two? Observe the angle. This angle is an exterior angle of this triangle. What is the formula to find the exterior angle? Exterior angle is equal to opposite sum of opposite interior angle. So here the opposite angles are 60 degree and 60 degree. Their sum I need to consider. 60 plus 60 is equal to 120 degree. So what is the angle between E and EB? E and EB is 120 degree, which is an exterior angle of this triangle. So now you know the theta. Theta is equal to 120 degree. And cos 120 degree is equal to minus 1 by 2. So the resultant electric field is equal to, yes, EA and EC are equal to E. So E square plus E square, as they are equal, plus 2 E into E, and the cos 120 degree value is 1 by 2. Yes. Here 2 gets cancelled. In the next step, ER is equal to E square plus E square is 2E square, and plus into minus is minus, E into E is E square. So we have 2E square minus E square, which is equal to E square. Here the square and the square root get cancelled. Therefore, the resultant electric field is equal to E. The resultant electric field at point B is equal to E. What is the value of E? E is 5 into 10 power 4 Newton per Coulomb. This is the answer for the question number 3. Yes. Now we have completed question number 3. Let us move on to the question number 4. The last problem. An infinite line charge produces a field of 9 into 10 power 4 Newton per Coulomb. So this is the question from Gauss law first application. So you know the Gauss law first application is that the infinitely long straight wire which is uniformly charged. From that, this question is. The question is an infinite line charge, nothing but an infinite long straight wire which is uniformly charged produces a field of, yes, what is the field? Electric field due to this wire or the line charge, 9 into 10 power 4 Newton per Coulomb. At what distance the electric field is calculated? The electric field calculated at a distance of 2 centimeters. So let us consider R as 2 centimeter, convert that into meter by multiplying 10 power minus 2 to 2. Using this data, you need to calculate the linear charge density. So you know that linear charge density is denoted by lambda. And what is linear charge density? Linear charge density is nothing but the charge per unit length. So we need to calculate this. The formula is E is equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. You know this as you have derived for the infinite long straight wire which is uniformly charged. The same expression considered here. Yes. So now in this I need to calculate lambda which is equal to E into 2 pi epsilon naught r. Now instead of substituting the values, I multiply it by 2 and divide it by 2 because on multiplying we have lambda is equal to E. This 2 is multiplied with the 2, then you get 4 pi epsilon naught and r divided by 2. Why did I multiply this 2 and divide by 2? To get this 4 pi epsilon naught whose value we know. Instead of substituting each value in this, multiply, divide it by 2 to get 4 pi epsilon naught whose value you know. Yes. Now lambda is equal to, yes, E value is 9 into 10 power 4 and 4 pi epsilon naught value, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value is 9 into 10 power 9. Then 4 pi epsilon naught value is 1 divided by 9 into 10 power 9. So the same has to be substituted for 4 pi epsilon naught. 4 pi epsilon naught value is 1 by 9 into 10 power 9. And we have r in the numerator whose value is 2 into 10 power minus 2. Yes. Then in the denominator we have 2. Yes, into 2. 2 cancel, 9 cancel. We have only the 10 powers. 10 power 4 minus 2 and take this 9 to numerator, then the sign of that 9 changes to minus. Now simplify this. 4 minus 2 is 2. Minus 9 plus 2 is equal to minus 7. Yes, minus 7. And what is the unit of linear charge density? To know the unit of linear charge density, or if you are finding difficult, remember the definition. So according to definition, linear charge density is charge. Charge unit is coulomb. Charge per unit length. Length unit is meter. So what is the unit of linear charge density? Coulomb per meter is the unit of linear charge density. So this is the answer for this question number 4. Here we have solved all type of questions from this chapter, and we have completed this chapter 1, electric charges and fields. In the next session, let us take up the second chapter, that is electric potential and capacitance. Thank you.